Welcome back to Quick Business Tips. I'm Jennifer Swineford, and today we are going to talk about a somewhat counterintuitive but super powerful tool that many people tend to actively avoid, especially if you are a highly driven hustle type of leader. Today we're going to talk about rest. And I'm not talking about sleep because that is super important, but it's not what we're talking about today. We're also not talking about a lazy Saturday afternoon. We're talking about intentional, strategic rest, especially the type that is built into your daily routine. Now, if you are a high achiever, you're running a super successful, possibly scaling business. The idea of taking a break can feel like a weakness or even like a luxury that you just can't afford. But what if I told you that embracing a strategic pause is actually more likely to be the key to that next level of success for your business, increased creativity, and a more sustainable, long-lasting business environment? So today we're going to talk about why rest is not just good for you, but is also going to increase your profits. Now, if the idea of taking strategic rest time during the workday makes you a little anxious, trust me, you are not alone. Because when I talk to business leaders, I hear the same excuses over and over again about why they can't possibly fit this in. Excuse number one, see if this sounds familiar, is the belief that you are the only one who can do this set of tasks and do it well. Excuse number two is the feeling that there's just way too much to do. And if you pause at some point during the day, you're just going to have to tack on more time at the end of the day. Excuse number three is that nagging feeling in the back of your head that you're running behind. Maybe you're late on some imaginary life timeline or some success timeline, like you should have been farther along in your business by now. And excuse number four is the belief that the only way to find success is through hustle and hard work. Now, let's be clear. I do not believe that if you sit at your desk for 8 hours and meditate, you will be more profitable. This is not what I'm talking about. Yes, hard work is important, but burnout is not what's going to get you to the level of success that you're looking for. Because those four excuses that we've all told ourselves before feel rational. They feel like you're doing the responsible thing and making the best choice. But the reality is they're often based in fear, and they are the thoughts that keep us on this hamster wheel that not only limits our potential, but leads only to burnout. So if those are the fears that keep us on this hustle hamster wheel, what's the other side of that coin? What do we gain if we take a step in trust and strategically pause during the day? What's the ROI? Why would I do this? Even like let's go beyond burnout. Like if we're just avoiding burnout, that sounds nice, but it's not really getting me any further in my business. Let me tell you, the ROI can be incredible, and it's really where your competitive advantage lies in your business. Because when you take time to step away, just for a little while, I'm not saying take 2 months off, just take a time to strategically pause. It allows you to remove all the daily noise and mental clutter that you have going on. There are studies that show that taking this time gives your brain new connections that it didn't have before. Gives you a surge of creativity because when you keep focusing on the same problems and not taking time to think about something else, it doesn't lead to more creativity. It just leads to banging your head against the wall. You also gain clarity in your thoughts. You can start seeing your business from that 30,000 foot viewpoint instead of being stuck in the weeds all the time. You get far more productivity out of a shorter period of time when you give your brain just a few minutes to take a break, rest, and recharge. And taking this break allows you to start seeing things from different perspectives. Not only the 30,000 foot view, but it might allow you to see things from your customers' perspectives or your team perspective. It gets you out of your own thoughts. Because yes, hustle can get you growth, but it's only going to get you so far. Strategic rest gives you clarity, creativity, innovation, and that longevity that you really need to scale your business. So if you're willing to be open to the possibility of these benefits, you're going to need to know what strategic rest can practically look like in a day-to-day. Now, I find that making this a part of my everyday practice is the best way to get it done. It's not, for me, it is not about scheduling a 2-week vacation or a 4-week sabbatical. It's not even about working 4 days a week instead of 5. I need these tiny little breaks throughout the day to really make my entire day more productive. And these breaks need to be something that you enjoy. So for me, it's getting outside as much as possible. Being in the sunshine, hearing the birds, taking a walk. It can be a form of activity. It can also be just sitting and breathing. Sometimes if I want to take a little longer break than my normal breaks, I might go to the spa and get my nails done or something along those lines. Just it has to be something that makes you feel good. So here's how I work it into my day. I have 2 to 3 blocks of time sectioned out. These blocks are 60 to 90 minutes, never more than 90 minutes. And during this time, I am working on one themed project. So maybe I am doing social media for my business, or maybe I am working on a specific client deliverable, but it's not like I'm doing 5 things during this 60-minute window. So I have a block of time, 60 to 90 minutes, and at the end of that time, I take a 10 to 15 minute screen-free reward. And this is non-negotiable. If I think this task should have taken me 60 minutes and it took me 75, I'm still taking my 10-minute break. It still has to happen. I can't just jump right into the next one because I know that that next task is going to suffer as a result of me not taking the break. And when I say screen-free, I'm talking no TV, no social media doom scrolling, even if that seems to be the only thing that makes you happy. Get outside, be in the sunshine, put your feet, bare feet, in the grass. Leave your phone in the office. I like to sometimes play piano if going outside is either too cold or too rainy. Or sometimes I just like to sit quietly and breathe. Maybe do a quick 10-minute meditation. I'll listen to music, I might sing, stretch, have a cup of coffee, and really enjoy it. Whatever makes you happy, that's what you should be doing for this 10 to 15 minutes. After I take this time, I end up feeling more energetic, more productive, more creative, and ready to hit that next task. Work for another 60 to 90 minutes and take another 10 to 15-minute break. Always without screens, as often as possible outside, because that's where I love to be. And as an added bonus, most of my days will end with a 30 to 45-minute restorative yoga session. Again, this is what works for me. For you, it might be reading the book. I have a friend who likes to take an hour at the end of the workday and just play Guitar Hero. And I know I said no screens, but this is the thing that he loves to do. So do it. It brings him joy. It makes him a better dad when he gets home. Now, longer breaks are nice, but I know what it's like to have the best intention of scheduling a vacation and then never quite getting it done because something always pops up that's more important. Plus, even if you are going to schedule a 2 week vacation with your family, if the rest of the 50 weeks out of the year is all hamster wheel, hustle, burnout, you're still just not going to be the best version of yourself for your clients, your friends, or your family. So I'm not saying don't take those vacations. Just do them in addition to 2 to 3, 10 to 15-minute breaks throughout the day. And I can already hear some of you saying, yeah, it's nice for you, but my business would fall apart. And if you feel like you are completely indispensable in the day-to-day operations, but you're the only one that can get stuff done, believe me, I've heard it, I've felt it, I've been there. But when you feel that way, that is a really big red flag that there is a foundational piece in your business that is missing. And it's what I like to refer to as a playbook. Now, some people like to call them SOPs or systems. Maybe they break them up into SOPs and brand books. Whatever it is, playbook just sounds more fun to me. And it feels a lot more empowering in something like a word that my team would use and be excited about. If I tell my team that we're going to build some SOPs, I don't expect a lot of applause there. But a playbook can be the place where anyone in your business can go and really find out what they need to know. It takes all of the critical information out of your head and your key team members' brains and puts it all down on paper so that somebody else can take the reins if they need to. It allows you to confidently go on vacation, take a long weekend, do whatever it is that you need to do to recharge. And the bonus is we never know what's going to come up. So maybe you have a family emergency, or you break your leg on the skiing trip that you didn't want to take in the first place, or you have a team member that has some type of family emergency that keeps them away from work for a few days. If they're the only person that really understands how to use the social media scheduler that you guys have been using to manage all of your social media, and they're gone for 2, 3 days, 3 or 4 weeks, whatever this emergency requires of them, what are you going to do? And that's like kind of the good news, because the reality is if you have team members, they can up and quit one day. Maybe it's planned, maybe they give you notice, maybe they don't. Maybe they just don't show up one day. And if you don't know what they've been doing, like a detailed process that walks you through it, how are you going to bring someone on to replace them? So a playbook needs to include step-by-step instructions for every repeatable task that gets done in your business. This is social media posts, client onboarding, email nurture sequences. If you do a launch on a regular basis, what are all the steps that go into that launch? All of the things that just happen over and over again. And sometimes, especially when you had a great team, you don't even know what's really going on day to day. It also is this place where everything lives. So this is like super important client data, or at least links to that client information. It can be project statuses. If you have different projects going on, maybe you're building a course or launching a course, whatever you have going on, you need to know like, where are we today without verbally or email or text or Slack checking in with the person who's in charge of that project. And it has all the key information for your business. Now, Whether it's the SOPs or the other key information, links are fantastic. And also, especially for the step-by-step instructions, recording your screen is super powerful. So if when you enter a new client into your CRM, it's like click here, go here, add this, da, da, you can record your screen and either record audio with it or have notes, or both is even better. But all of this lives in your company playbook. Now, the other thing that a lot of people forget when they're creating a playbook like this is the brand and values guide that goes with your company. So this is going to be your mission, your business voice, how you talk on social media, how you talk in email campaigns, how you want you and your team to be speaking to clients or potential clients. It also carries your philosophy on when it comes to customer experiences or customer support. What it does is allows you to make sure that everybody on your team is acting with the same mission, the same drive, the same ethics, the same servant's heart that you had when you were running your business all by yourself. Now, a playbook is a lot, and I know that it can feel super overwhelming. But if you simply make a list of tasks that you complete on a regular basis, daily, weekly, monthly, and take 1 hour a day, I'm sorry, let's back up, 1 hour a week, and just go through this list and start creating those step-by-step instructions, the things that you need. It could be as simple as pulling together your logos, your hex colors, your one-liners, your mission statement, um, all of those things. Just take 1 hour a week and start going through it. And if you have key team members that are responsible for daily, weekly, monthly tasks, ask them to do the same thing. Set aside 1 hour every week. I have found that when I say set aside 1 hour a day, people freak out. It can't happen. They have no time. So 1 hour a week is typically pretty doable. And it's going to take you a while to come around to it, but you will see when you finally have it complete that this is so empowering. But what can you do today to help you with your strategic pause? Find just one 15-minute block of time that you can set aside as your reward time. Put it on your calendar. Make it a non-negotiable meeting. Like the most important client you could ever hope to talk to, they want that 15 minutes. And step outside. Put your feet in the grass. Listen to your favorite song. Do a stretch. Do nothing at all. Sit at your desk and have a coffee and just smell the aroma. Feel it on your tongue. Whatever is the thing that lights you up, do that for 15 minutes, just one time today. And then notice how you feel at the end of that 15 minutes. That can be the trigger to get you to try it again. Maybe tomorrow, maybe 2 or 3 times tomorrow, and see if you can start building this into your routine. But if you would like help building your own business playbook that gives you the freedom to be a leader and not a bottleneck, then we should talk. Book a free strategy session. It's in the show notes below. We'll map out a path to make your business more profitable and also find time for more pauses in your week. And don't forget to subscribe to Quick Business Tips and share this episode if you found the information valuable. Until next time, work smart, rest strategically, and keep striving for your own limitless impact.